Awesome. Who have we got here today?
John, my name is John Connolly, man. Irish dude, 28 years of age and got into the online space 4 months ago.
4 months
Ah,
ago.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so fairly new then, John. I guess what were you sort of doing before?
Before I was a crane driver, bro. Used to work with cranes, used to drive them, I'd be about banking them, organizing stuff, all the lifts, where the trucks go. Done that for the guts of kind of 4 or 5 years. I've been in construction 10 odd years. But yeah, look, it was good, it was decent, but there was no life with it, man. Long hours. No control when you come home. Yeah, and just kind of waiting for something to change, but I wasn't doing anything to make that change, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Guess the online space is a pretty big switch up from like obviously crane driving. I guess what got you into that, crane driving in the first place?
So everything in my family involves an engine. So it's not football, it's not anything like that. It's literally two stroke, four stroke, four wheels, two wheels. So anything with an engine on your man. So I just surrounded myself with it. Before I done that, I used to drive for Hyundai, like delivering cars. I used to drive forklifts. I used to drive teleports. It was always machines, you know. I've done a bit of labor and hands work as well, but I just love being around machines and yeah, being in a big fucking crane all day, I thought it was the dream, you know, working 12, 13-hour days. It fed an ego. You know, I was like, I'm in a crane, I'm lifting stuff, I'm organizing these big 70-ton lifts, you know, I'm the big man. But like, yeah, that only goes so far, bro.
For sure. So I guess you've always been around engines. There was always something, I guess, in your family. You left school and pretty much just got straight into it.
Yeah, straight into it, man. Straight in, no kissing, man.
Yeah, far out. I guess, did you think about going to uni or anything like that?
Man, I could barely keep me control. I could barely stay in school. I wasn't the best student. You know, I'd rather not be in school than be in school, if that makes sense. So anytime I could get away from school, my mom would drop me to school, I'd be gone. You know, I just didn't want to be there. So I never liked school. I never been like told what to do. I never liked trying to do homework and study for your tests. If there was a test coming up, I'd find a way to get out on my bike or find a way to be racing instead of studying, you know, and I just couldn't be told what to do when I was younger. I was just too, yeah, in my own head, I suppose.
100%. I was pretty similar to be honest as well. But I guess
Yeah.
like it sounds like being the crane driver was a fucking the dream for you, really. The perfect setup. Leave school, you're around motors all the time, and then you get into crane driving. Obviously, you
Yeah.
mentioned like a bit about long hours or something like that, but like it seemed like the dream.
It was, I'll be honest with you, it was. It was an ego being fed though, bro. Like I used to work big hours, I'd see my pay slip. My longest week was 76 hours. And I remember not looking at the wages. It was about like 1,800 euro, right? It wasn't the wages that made me happy. It was the hours I worked. I was like, I'm up at 4 in the morning. I don't come home till 9 o'clock. And then one day I came home, I'll never forget it, right? Me and my girlfriend, we always have like the crack, which is like a bit of fun, bit of slagging, you know? And I come in the door and she's like, oh, straight to bed, is it? And I was like, oh, I'll just get some dinner and go to bed, you know? She's just slagging me, like, because obviously I just came in. She's like, you need your teddy, to go to sleep. And I was like, fuck you, messing. And she just turned around to me and she goes, Jesus, it's more like having a housemate than a boyfriend. It just, that hit me, man.
Mm.
Like, obviously she was messing, but I just took it on the chin and then I started chewing on that every day in the crane. I was like, it's not just my girlfriend I'm missing out on. I'm missing out on my dad. My dad turned 70 the start of March. And like, if I hadn't have made the change, I wouldn't have been there because I would have been working. My
Mm.
mom is 69. I wouldn't be there to make memories of them if I was driving cranes. Like my mom and dad used to beg me to come up and see them, but work was more important. It was more important for me to put 70 hours on the board for what? It's making memories or making money. It's one or the other. You try to make more money to make memories, but you don't have time to make memories because you're trying to make more money. So there's always this scale you're trying to fucking work between. You're trying to say, where's the even out? Where does the scales actually start to match? And it didn't. And I've done that for 3 years. 3 years I lost all that time with my family. I lost all that time with my girlfriend. And I didn't put a smile on my face. The only thing that put a smile on my face for 3 years was working big fucking hours. How does that actually, like, do I want to die one day and go, Jesus, man, you worked so hard to work 70 hours for someone else's dream. Like, no, that's just soul destroying shit. And it's when you realize that, and then you have to chew on it every day for 6 days a week for 70 hours for someone else's dream, it really starts to piss you off.
Mm. For sure, for sure. So that's like, that was a pretty similar situation to me and like why I got out of FIFO as well. So that was sort of like a pivotal point for you of like, right, I've been doing this thing. I thought I was loving it, but really it's not getting me what I actually want in life.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess from there, what sort of happened from there and how you got to, getting into the online space and closing and all this sort of stuff.
I'd love to say that it was the day after I decided to make change. All right. It was about a week or two. And then I seen the content about mentorships, about investing into yourself, about learning new skills. And I chewed on it again for about a week or two. The 25th of February, I decided enough's enough. All right. 25th of February, I said, I'm going to change. Did I fuck? I waited from February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November 1st. All that time procrastinating, still chewing on it, still doing 70-hour weeks, still getting no time with family, still getting no time for me to put a smile on my face. I procrastinated from the 25th of February to the 1st of November. I
Mm.
done jack shit. I mental masturbated. I solved Rubik's cubes and read 10 pages of a book. Great. Did that get me any less hours? Did that get me any closer to financial freedom, to actually putting a smile on my face? No, it didn't. It done the opposite. It made me depressed. It made me anxious. It made me find no more confidence in myself. And I just went within another layer, within another layer, and then I just completely just blew up. I just blew up. And I realized all that time I wasted, all the memories, all the birthdays I couldn't be there for, all the times my dad rang me to come racing the weekend and I couldn't be there. And you could hear in his voice the disappointment that I couldn't spend time with him, that I couldn't be there. And that's a man who raised me to go race, to be there, to be present. And I was denying him the literal thing that made me me. And I pushed away from it further and further and further. For what? For €1,800 a week? Great money, no memories.
Mm.
No memories. Used to go out partying on the weekends. Think that €1,800 all got saved? No. Because I was denying myself the actual feelings of being present. Bro, I smoked weed for fucking 6 years. And during that time, during that period from February to November, I was the heaviest. Smoked €350 a week of weed. If you know what that is, you know that's a fucking lot of weed. That's 5 joints every day from a 3 hour window when I came home. I come home at 9 o'clock, I'd go to bed at 12. Work that out. 5 joints in 3 hours. Like, just compress, compress, deny, just keep being complacent, just keep sitting in the shitty nappy and expecting someone to pull you out of it. And then I had a realization one day. My missus hates this saying because I say it every fucking morning now. I get out of bed, I wipe my own arse. Nobody else. Nobody else is coming to save you. And as harsh as that sounds, that's the reality of life. You choose what you do every waking, every second you have. It's your choice. You've 24 hours in a day. You decide how you use them.
100%, 100%, man. I guess that's a decent amount of time, and obviously a lot of people do struggle with that, like procrastinating. Mental masturbation's another massive one. Just thinking you're watching videos and thinking you're actually doing something, but you're doing fuck all. You're not actually
Yeah.
attacking anything or making any action towards any goal. I guess
Mm.
why do you think you stayed in that for so long though? Because you had that moment where you realized, you know, this isn't what I want to do forever. I have to get out of this, and then just stayed in it, and you still didn't do anything.
Scared, scared. I remember saying my brother works in BMW, right? He manages BMW, Nissan, Toyota. He manages dealerships all around Ireland. Okay. You can drive from north to south of Ireland in 7 hours, east to west in about 4 hours. It's a small fucking country. All right. It's small, but he controls the whole of Ireland. Man makes bank, He makes about 150K a year. Okay. He's invested into college. He's invested into himself. He's got his jobs to pay for his college, to pay for this. I turned around to him and I was like, look, I want to, invest in myself. I want to make sure I get started. And he literally turned around. I was the black sheep in my family. There's a long history of me actually becoming a good person, let's just say. But no one believed I could be that version of myself that I talked about. Everyone's opinions was, Jesus Christ, why would you do that? Just stay where you're at. Just work the 9 to 5. You're getting good money. But like, is it you who wakes up out of bed at 4 in the morning? You get to look at your girlfriend, she's asleep. You come home, she's asleep. You go, dad rings you to go out mountain biking or motocrossing. Son, I have the bike ready for you. I have all the gear. Petrol's ready to go. Just get in the fucking car and go. No, dad, I'm gonna go to work. No, dad, I'm gonna go to work. No, mom, I can't be there. No, sis, I can't be there for the nephew's birthday, the niece's birthday. No, no, no. And that continuous no, I was denying myself the chance to progress because I had valued others' opinions.
Mm.
The only person who had my back was my girlfriend throughout the whole thing. She was like, if you want to fucking dream, you dream. But it didn't matter what she said until I believed it, until I said, I cannot judge other people's opinions. My girlfriend isn't the one who turns up to make 10K a month. My girlfriend isn't the one who wakes up to put the work in. I do that. I made that happen. Nobody else.
Mm.
So if I'm to sit and listen to other people's opinions, where the fuck am I going to be? Exactly where they are. Because they don't have that mindset. So if you go and try listen to your co-workers or try listen to your boss or try listen to your mom and dad who think they know what's best for you, are they in the position of making 10K a month? Are they in the position of actually bettering themselves? Now, I'm not shitting on my family. I love my family, but they're not where I want to be. So why would I listen to them? End of story.
100%. So it's that fear of just like other people's opinions and like, oh, what's this person going to think? Maybe this person knows better for me. And that's
Yeah,
holding you back the whole time.
yeah,
I guess, how did you, for someone else that's like struggling with that, because lots of people do, they struggle, with, oh, what's this person going to think? Some people struggle with the thought of like, those boys that you hang out with at the pub and that's the only time you see them. That's normally the
yeah,
people they care about the most.
yeah.
Or what are those cool boys going to think? Or what is this person going to think? How did you get like over even caring, like I'm going to do what I need to do?
Well, just to touch on that real quick, right? This is what I said to my girlfriend. I don't have a lot of friends, bro, right? I don't. I'm an extrovert. I can chat shit up a wall, right? There's no problem there. But when it comes to actually being social, I fucking crumble. I like to be introverted. I like to just stay within myself. I can chat. Me and you know each other a while. You know I don't shut up, right? But if you were to actually meet me in real life, I'm way more secluded, way more introverted, way more, the boys are going out, even if it's to go to the gym, I'll go off and go for a run by myself. I like to be by myself. Mountain biking by myself, motocrossing by myself, kart racing by myself. Everyone's like, why don't you have your dad there as a mechanic? And I'm like, because I don't want them there. I want to be by myself. I do these things for me. So like even with your boys, right? I don't have a lot of friends, but my girlfriend, she has a shit ton of them. She's about 20 mates that have known each other since they're young, all the way up to I'm 28 now, and they still hang around. Like I've one friend left. And my girlfriend used to say, they're your friends. And I used to say, no, they're not. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I only know them because I'm with you. Right? She's like, what? But like they're there for you. I said, when are they there for me? From 8 o'clock at night till 2 o'clock in the morning, doing all sorts of dusty shit, doing all sorts of fucking drinking points. Are they friends or are they drinking buddies? And she's like, fuck. And I was like, do you think I could call one of them at 2 in the morning with me with a flat tire on the side of a motorway and say, hey, bro, can you get me? What's the fucking chances of him coming to get me? Zero. Because that means more to him than an actual friendship. Nothing against him. If you want to live your life that way, go ahead. See where it gets you. All right. But realistically, if you listen to other people, where will you get? Where will you go? Like, I can't exactly quote it word for word, but there was some Albert Einstein, he tried to form a formula and failed something like 350 times. Like literally failed. And it was actually more than that. It was the guy who invented the light bulb, Edison, Thomas Edison. 10,000 times he failed. 10,000. 10, 0, 0, 0, 0. Why did he keep going? If he had listened to his mom or listened to his buddies and say, don't worry about it, where would he have got himself? He'd be still the same person with nothing changed. So if you value others' opinions, genuinely, in a nice way, I'm sorry to say this, you're a bitch. Like I was for such a long time. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I have it all figured out. But once I listened to myself and drove myself forward for my future, for my dad, for my girlfriend, and for my happiness, everything fell into place. Because it's only me who wakes myself out of that bed. I get up, I wipe my own arse. No one else does it for you. That is it. It's you, mate. It's what you want to do. It's scary. It's always going to be scary. It was scary on the 25th of February. It was just as fucking scary on the 1st of November. Nothing changed. It was still scary. It was still me not believing in me over and over and over again. What would life be like if I started on the 25th of February? Imagine
Mm.
the difference I could have been at, the different place I could be at. I'm in a good place mentally. I'm in a good place financially, but it still kicks the fucking shit out of me knowing that I could have done something on the 25th of February. I'm always going to be saying what could have been. Now, I can't live in the past. I can only go into today, the present moment, with progression, with fucking obsession. I can't worry about it. That's it.
Perfect. Perfect, man. I guess now that you have sort of got started, you've dealt with all that for, all those months and you finally actually made a start. What's it sort of look like for you now? You've got over that fear, you've got over caring what other people think, the procrastination, actually started working towards your goals for yourself. What's that now look like?
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say it's always going to be sunshine and rainbows. It still gets tough sometimes, right? Let's just be straight here. But to know I've shown up for myself, imagine I listened to them opinions again. I wouldn't be here doing this with you. I wouldn't be closing deals. I wouldn't have got where I wanted to go in 3 months. 3 months of work. Now, if you really think it's going to take you half an hour every day to actually change your life, get fucked. I'm going to say it straight. Go on to Pornhub and off you go, mate. Enjoy yourself. That's the way I see it, right? It takes work. Now, it's not that you sit down in front of a computer and you learn new skills, and next of all, it's just you start magically becoming a new person. You have to show up for yourself on a whole different level. All right. I have something wrote upstairs on one A4 page in black marker. This comeback is personal. It's an apology to myself. I read that every fucking day, every day, because it is personal. It's for me. It's my future. I want when I have kids one day, they can say, Dad, I want to be tic-tac-toe world champion. Cool, no problem. But look, it's going to take work. It's going to take discipline. I don't care what it is. I want to be a role model for my kids. How are my kids going to turn around and say, Dad, I want to be a millionaire one day? And I'm sitting there with a cup of tea, making it €1,800 a month. I'm there for 2 hours and I say, yeah, go ahead, son, off you go. What role model am I for them? They have to go look somewhere else for a role model to teach them when I want to be that role model. I don't want my kids to turn around and say, Jesus, Dad worked hard. Dad worked hard. I want my kids to turn around and say, Dad worked hard for our future. He taught me everything. He left me a legacy of not just financial, of mental, of clarity, of knowing how to be a better person. Because I'm sorry, today's generation is a little bit soft, right? Let's just say it as it is.
Mm.
I don't care. Like, take it as you want. Come at me if you want. I don't care. But like, it's genuinely about showing up for yourself on a whole new level, which you can do. But do not let society control what you do. It's about you, man. You show up for yourself. You discipline yourself. I just came in from a 5K run, right? I was late for this meeting for 7 minutes, right? You rang me. Let's be honest here. I
Yeah.
was out torturing myself for a run, and then you're like, "Where the fuck are you?" And I was like, "Shit, that's my fault." So now I have to deal with the consequences. So I only got that run done. I'll go back out and do another one later because I shouldn't have been late. I have to show up for myself to be here, to be on time. There's no point in beating around the bush with yourself.
100%, 100%, man. And I guess, it sounds like you've had a massive turnaround since, actually starting. to show up for yourself. I guess how's that actually, what have you sort of achieved with now that new mindset and now having, I guess ABC there as well to guide you along the way?
People actually believe me now. My family believe me now. Everyone thought it was bullshit, right? I was not the nicest kid when I was younger, like a lot of us, right? We're all wild in some regards, right? Some more than others, some less than others, whatever it is. But it's for the first time I can actually see in my family's eyes that they believe what I'm saying. They understand where I'm going. Because I was just a sly human being who just used to slither between the grass that would just snake away from school, would sell drugs, would get in with the wrong people, and would just manipulate everything around me to suit me. And now my family, like, first time my mom has said this to me in 8 years, she's like, I can actually see you again in your eyes. And I know that sounds weird, right? But I get what she means
Mm,
because the shell of trying to be somebody else is gone. So I show up for myself on the daily. I write out my goals. I visualize my areas of success and see what I have to do better every day.
mm,
Right? It's not easy. It's not every day you wake up and it's fucking skip into the sitting room and start taking calls. It does take work some days, but you've got to be willing to sacrifice to gain. And it's them days that stack and add up. It's like interest in a bank. It's like it keeps adding up and you keep building that interest and you keep building that self-discipline. That breeds self-confidence.
mm. 100%. 100%. I know you've mentioned a couple times that you've got a closing role. You hopping on calls and like not many people might not understand like what that is. So like
Yeah.
since you started, how's that, all gone from going from a crane driver with all these
Yeah.
bad habits, procrastination. What's the
Yeah.
actual path been from like going from that to now hopping on, got a closing role and you're closing deals?
It's just a mad feeling, man. No more up at 4 in the morning. No more just having to worry about is it windy or rainy or what crane is it or what lift have you? Have you got some dopey safety officer who uses crayons and they're trying to tell you what to do? Like you work for yourself. You get out of bed for yourself. I don't know about you guys, but in Ireland, when you used to leave school, we used to have a crest of our school on, and the teachers used to always say, when you're going outside the school, you're representing the brand. You're representing the school. You're representing yourself. You don't represent the company you work for. You represent you.
Hmm.
You decide what you do every day to better yourself, either money, financially, mentally, physically, whatever it is. You decide that. So to show up for yourself and to be closing for yourself, have your own deals after 3 months. Like I never thought I'd get a closing offer in 3 months. 3 months. I procrastinated from February to November. Imagine that. February, March, April, May time. Like I would have got a closing role. Imagine where it'd be now.
Hmm.
I never thought it was possible until I put in the work, until I fell in love with the process, fell in love with actually being smart, fell in love with actually finding knowledge. And that's the difference. You've got to fall in love with it. It's like Mike Tyson says, you got to do the things you hate like you love them. And I don't hate this. I'm not saying I hate it, but I'm just saying sometimes it does be tough. Sometimes it takes that little extra to make it happen. But it's them days that stack. And when you wake up for yourself, you whip open a laptop. Yeah, look, I was a grease monkey for the first 27 years of my life. I barely knew how to use a laptop. Like I barely knew how to use them. But if I can do it, why can't you? I should be still using crayons, bro. And here I am closing deals. Like it just takes a little bit of belief, a little bit of sacrifice, and the gain is phenomenal.
Hmm.
It's fucking crazy. Mentally is number one for me. Never thought I'd believe in myself this much. Never thought I'd show up for myself on this level. Never.
It's awesome,
All
man.
happened because I invested in myself.
Yeah.
In mental.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome seeing, I guess, results that quick. People seem to think, oh, like it might
Yeah.
be a long as grind, because
Yeah.
they've never had the backing before and
Yeah.
they've never invested in themselves before or even tried anything with that type of gain. So like,
Mm.
going from driving cranes and fucking around with motors for, your whole life to now working fully remote, you're online, you're closing deals in
Mm.
3 months. It's
Yeah.
that's how quick your life can really change once you make
Yeah.
that switch and you get over that procrastination.
Yeah, and it's nice being able to have a job that you can work around. My dad texted me 2 weeks ago, "Hey son, there's racing on. Do you want to come?" Absolutely. Let me change my calendar. Let me turn off my calendar for 7 hours. Off I go racing.
Mm,
Smile on his face, smile on my face, memories made.
mm,
That is worth more than anything to me
mm.
because that's what I'll remember at the end of it. Look, he has an expiry date. Let's be fucking honest here. I don't want to be sitting there on that day when he kicks the bucket and saying, "I wish I could have. I
Mm.
wish I could have shown you I was that better person. I wish I could have shown you, Formula One. I want to get him VIP by Formula One. That's something I want for him to make that memory, to see that smile on his face. So when I know he kicks the bucket, I have all these memories stored in my head. Not, I wish I could have. I wish I should have. I could have been there more. No. I'm there now. I'm making them memories because I took fucking action. And yeah, exactly as you said. If you would have told me when I started, look, listen, John, in 3 months you're going to be closing deals, I would have slammed this laptop closed, told you to get fucked, and walked the other way. Like genuinely, I would have. There's no other way I would have believed it. But once you put in the work, you see the actionable steps. It's crazy what can actually fucking happen.
Mm. 100%. 100%, man. Well, thanks for your time, John. It's
Man.
good to see these fucking awesome results, and I'm keen to see where you're going to be,
Yeah.
in the next 3 months, because you've already
Oh,
had an awesome 3 months. So,
yeah.
I've been doing this for 8. Imagine where you're going to be, in 8
Yeah.
with this sort of attitude and this change in you. So, thanks for your time,
Mm.
and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. Take it easy, Ethan. All the best, bro.
No worries.